All right, so we're being pulled by vision. And I want to clarify a little bit about what we mean by vision. So vision is different than visualization. Visualization is a wonderful tool that we have in our spiritual toolbox where we get to picture and imagine something we desire that we want to create or experience in our life, and it has its place. But vision and visioning is a different practice where we actually open up and listen to that inner guidance, listen to what Spirit is speaking to us through us and what we are being guided to do. So through the visioning process, we awaken to a vision of something grand and great that is pulling us forward. And it's usually pulling us a little bit out of our comfort zone, right? Just a little bit. And vision comes from that which is the direct revelation of Spirit. It is something that is calling us to emerge from our cocoon and to blossom into the greatest expression of ourself. Knowing that we are all an individual expression of the one infinite reality, we have access to that infinite wisdom and intelligence of the one ultimate reality. It flows through us and as us, to the degree in which we are willing to set aside those previous beliefs about ourselves and become aware and conscious of the impress of the universal Spirit upon us. Direct revelation is available to us through our intuition and can be intentionally cultivated through the spiritual practice of visioning. That practice in which we listen, open up to that impress of Spirit. So visioning is the practice of cultivating the field of consciousness and illuminating what wants to merge into form through us without our own preconceived ideas or limitations. So it's really allowing us to step into that greater and set aside our small self. So here at Ahava, we were birthed on the visioning process. I know Reverend Soni started visioning, and before this was even an idea, it came through her to her. And it has been an evolving vision. As the core council, we vision every month. So we're always listening to that guidance of Spirit of what is to emerge as this community called Ahava. And so today we also get to celebrate part of that emerging vision as we honor Cynthia and her graduation from Ministerial School. We get to affirm and know every week that love is always the answer, right? That's what we're here for. That's what we stand for. We know that we are here to wake up, step up, make a difference. And our vision is global transformation through personal evolution. And that's no small vision. That is, global transformation. It's like the biggest of the big, right? Universal transformation,
Yeah,
I guess
just going to say we could change it.
We could, universal, not just global. It's always evolving, always growing, always expanding. So it is no small vision because we want to step into something greater and we want to allow this to occur. But what happens is when we begin to declare transformation, you got to watch out a little bit.
A little bit.
You got to be ready. You got to be ready because being pulled by the vision of transformation requires us to let go of who we think we are. And it requires us to go to a place of being in consciousness in which we've never been before. Let me say that again. So when we are called to transformation, it's calling us to be in consciousness where we've never been before. So in our own field of awareness and thoughts and beliefs, that what we call our consciousness, transformation is a totally new experience. But that's what we're about. And that's what we want to embrace. And there can be a little resistance. There can be a little resistance because it's unknown. I don't know about you all, but how many of you resist the unknown? Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Nah.
As we step into the unknown and allow life's highest vision to express itself through us, because we are all individual expressions of this one, this opens us up to a whole new idea and a wholly new experience, to a direct experience of the infinite mind, which is the one mind, because there is only one mind, one life, one cosmic isness, this universal presence that is happening in, as, and through all of us. Yet, we want to know what it's going to look like. We want to know how it's going to happen, when it's going to happen. We want to have a little assurance that it's all going to work out, right? That's human nature. It's human nature.
We want to take out an insurance policy.
Yes.
Right?
All those things. But with visioning, we are invited to move on faith and trust that something greater is pulling us, and knowing if we are being pulled by something, that divine urge within, that we must also be supplied with all the resources to allow it to become possible. Yes. Because we wouldn't have that pull, we wouldn't have that call unless something within us already knew that we could become that which we are called to become. Did you hear that, Cynthia? And I know that when things start to shift, it could be that time where we want to maybe go kicking and screaming, but we are willing to just let go and to go with what is being called through us and trust that it's all going to work out, because something is moving and compelling us to keep moving forward. So we get to decide. Are we going to allow the vision to move us, or are we going to respond to our fear and those things that are holding us back? Or are we going to take action, moving out of our comfort zone in order to allow the soul's calling to be birthed within us? So the first step is simply to be willing. Take a breath on that one, yes? Just to be willing. We don't have to know the how, we don't have to know the when and exactly what it's going to look like. Part of us may want to, but we can just say, I am willing. I am willing. I am willing. And to the degree in which we are willing to embody oneness, to embody wholeness, to embody that spirit, God, life, universe, whatever works for you, that it is living through us, to the degree that which we allow life to express through us and allow that vision to become manifest through us as us, to the degree that we're willing, it will become. Ernest Holmes, the founder of this philosophy and wonderful teaching here that we practice, says, principle is not bound by precedence. So what that means is, as humans, we have the tendency to want to view the vision of our life that is being revealed through the context of our past, through who we know ourselves to be based on our past circumstances, right? So we see this and we know ourselves and we're like, yeah, but how does that line up? But in order to really step into something greater, to be transformed, we can allow those lessons of the past to lead us and guide us, but we must also be willing to take action and move forward, and to be willing to meet ourselves on the other side as a whole new being. To bring the lessons learned forward and to assist in our unfolding of our vision. So perspective of limitation of the past, it can limit us from our pure potentiality and possibility that is available to us. Yet this vision is a mystical glimpse. I love this idea. Our vision is a mystical glimpse of infinite possibility, urging itself into expression through us. If we're willing to let go of who we think we are and to step in and allow something greater to be who we are. Pain pushes, yet vision pulls, inviting us to move forward, inviting us to move into a new place, a new adventure. And vision invites us to let go of our point of reference and invites us to journey outside of our comfort zone and demands that we surrender our small ideas about ourselves and step into life and the big idea of wholeness and oneness that is revealed uniquely through all of us. So are you willing to trust that that which already made you perfect to manifest itself as an even greater expression of life than you can even imagine? That which already made you perfect, whole, and complete. Can you trust that essence, that presence, that spirit is leading you, guiding you to something even greater? And are you willing to surrender control? Just a little bit. We're still working on that one. To surrender control and step into your greater yet to be by embracing true transformation.
You know, I was just thinking about this because at our convention, we were one of the host communities. And of course, we talked about visioning and how we both had the same vision. And so this community literally visioned Rainbow here.
Yeah. Pulled me in.
Pulled you right in, didn't we?
Sure did.
Yeah, she came in. I told her she was home. Might as well forget about going anywhere else. And here she is. So yeah, visioning works. And you know, the truth is that the transformation that we're talking about, for the most part, renders the previous version wholly unrecognizable. I want you to think about it. Living within the caterpillar is something that compels it to attach itself to a twig, spin its own cocoon, and then completely release its physical form and caterpillar identity, only to realize its butterfly identity. And the truth is, Spirit has placed, as we said earlier, all of the necessary components within this caterpillar to become that butterfly. And the same is true for all of us. You know, we have everything that we need to become who we came here to be. We're not here to get anything. We're here to simply embrace and open up and release who we are. But first, you see, you were talking about willingness, but first we have to say yes. We must say yes. It is our yes that pulls and compels us to surrender our past human identity. The idea of who we think we are, or the idea that someone has put upon us or has told us who we are, and we are challenged and pulled into the beauty that we came here to be. Spirit's highest expression of itself as us. It's the yes, along with the willingness, they're sisters or brothers or whatever, you know, to stay the course that prepares us to be transformed by the renewal of our minds. And today, we get to see what that yes can do. Today we have the privilege, and it is a privilege, and it is a gift to this community to honor someone who said yes to walking a path very few people take.
Yes.
Yes, Cynthia? Today is your graduation. So we're just going to get properly dressed for this.
Go. This is the official entering of the ceremony.
The official. Now, oh man, I
We
look
look
good.
good. I look
You
good.
look good
You
too.
look good.
Yeah.
You look good.
Did you plan to wear?
Right?
Yeah. We are. So we want
that
to
happen?
begin our ceremony today, this morning, with a few words from Cynthia's dean, Reverend Dr. C.C. Coltrane. Watch the screen.
Hello, Ahava. I'm Dr. C.C. Coltrane, and I've had the privilege of being Cynthia's teacher at the Dayton Teaching Center of the School of Spiritual Leadership for Centers for Spiritual Living. It's been a wonderful experience. And I also manage Holmes Institute, which is the other half of our ministerial training. So I know Cynthia from that venue as well. I want to speak to the community for a moment. I'm very happy to be with you today to be celebrating Cynthia Cinquina's brilliance and her light, and to acknowledge the immensity of her achievement. Ministerial school is a very, very long and laborious and deep and transformative process. And she has walked through it with such grace. And I hope you will all acknowledge that in her and as her, because it's a big deal. And Cynthia, I want to speak directly to you for a moment, because you have changed so much during our time together. You've let go of so many old ideas that didn't even belong to you. They were other people's old ideas that were instilled in you and you thought were about you, and you've managed to let them go. And that's a very big accomplishment. And you've sort of, allowed yourself to be polished by the process of ministerial training. And that is exactly what we hope will happen to all our students. It's been beautiful to watch. The stole that you will receive today comes as a gift from me, from my heart. And it comes with all my prayers for peace and joy and fulfillment and balance and success and so much more for you. So please wear it with great pride in what you have accomplished and with great reverence for your role as minister in the world and to the world. And if you'll allow me a blessing, Cynthia, I bless you. I bless your mind, that it may be grounded in love for self and for others. I bless your lips, that they may speak words of love and support and transformation. I bless your hands, that their works may be works of love and compassion and justice. And I bless your heart, that it may just continue to open and blossom and grow and hold space for the hearts of others, the space that so many sorely need. And I bless your spirit, which is the fountain and foundation of love itself. It is who you are. My dear friend, may your path be one of joy, of compassion for yourself and others, of love and of great success. And I know it will be, because I know you. I know who you are. I know that love is who you are. It's been such a pleasure and such a privilege to teach and to have you in class and to get to know you. I want to take a moment also to thank your husband, Joe. I know he's been an integral part of your whole process. Difficult role, spouse of a ministerial student and of a minister. But I know that Joe is right there, ready to support you in the future as well. And I want to thank the whole community of Ahava Center for Spiritual Living. I know they too have been an integral part of your growth, of your heart opening, of all of it. And you're blessed by their presence, and they are blessed by your presence. So I wish you the best, Cynthia, always the best. And I know that you continue to grow and bloom and shine. And I send you much love on this, your graduation day. Congratulations.
So I'd like to invite Cynthia up here come on, it's time.
We can see the transition, right? You're seeing her baby picture to now.
And I would like to invite Joe to come forward and place the stole that Reverend CC was speaking about. You might want to sit down
There you
because
go.
now I'm going to talk.
She's going to talk about yellow butts.
So many of you may not know, or maybe you do, that Cynthia and Joe attended our second service ever at Ahava in the little white church, Pentecostal church, I might add, where we first began, which was the last Sunday in July of 2009. And since that time, Cynthia, I have witnessed the commitment that you have made to your spiritual awakening and to your spiritual growth for the last 12 years. Cynthia took every class that we taught, and when the only class left was practitioner training, she walked through the fear and the doubt, saying yes to becoming a practitioner. Since becoming a practitioner, she said yes to the ever-demanding and expanding job of pastoral care. Always leading from her heart, she has supported countless individuals, many of you here today, and families with kindness, compassion, and love. Whether it was cooking food and delivering it, driving someone to their medical appointment, or praying unceasingly, Cynthia has been at the ready, available every step of the way. I've watched Cynthia lean into the pain of her past, tell the truth of her experience, and never give up, working on creating a life that reflects the true story of the love that you really are. When she felt the call to become a minister, she once again said yes. Through 3 years of challenging and sometimes overwhelming work, she carried on. And as her doubt and fear and resistance became greater and more daunting, Cynthia stayed true to her vision and stared down her insecurity, never faltering, never wavering in her yes, and always with the love and support of Joe. Thanks, Joe. As Cece said, it's not easy to travel this path, being the spouse of a ministerial student. And just let me say, for your future life with Reverend Cynthia, you may want to consult with Louise and Heather for a moment or two. I'm sure they'd be willing to buy you lunch. And for you, dear Cynthia, my friend, today, take the time to breathe. And I know you're probably not hearing any word I'm saying right now.
It's a good thing it's recorded.
Yeah, it's a good thing it's recorded, so you can go back and watch it. But take the time to breathe and celebrate this journey that you've been on. You are a part of a community that loves and supports you, and we celebrate you. We are grateful for you, but keep in mind that today is just a beginning. And I would be remiss if I did not say, contrary to popular belief, living a life as a minister is not always a walk in the park. Although the work is rewarding and joyous, there will be times when you want to give up, to question, to think, or even shout out loud, "What in the world was I thinking?" It will be a time when your values and your beliefs are once again challenged. And there will be moments you want to resist the commitment you made to live a life of service, a life of holiness. But Cynthia, in those moments when you feel yourself resisting your commitment, I invite you to take comfort in Howard Thurman's meditation, The Moments of High Resolve, with its singular reminder to cling to those radiant moments when we were touched by the holy, to be reminded who you are, who we are, and why we do the work that we do. Let me share it with you now. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, Despite the dullness and barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some former radiance. But I had forgotten. At the time it was full-orbed and glorious and resplendent, I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure that it would illumine my path for all the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There was no intent to betray what seemed so sure at the time. My response was whole and clean and authentic, but little by little, there crept into my life the dust and grit of the journey. Details, oh, those details. The lower level demands, all kinds of cross currents. Nothing momentous, nothing overwhelming, nothing flagrant, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempest, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Cynthia, if I leave you with any words of wisdom today, it would be to find your moments of high resolve. And along this path that you've chosen, to cling to those moments of joy and laughter and rest. Those moments when you are teaching a class and you see the light begin to shine in your students' eyes. Those moments when you're teaching a class and your eyes shine with the light of hope and the light of truth. And please, I cannot say this enough, remember to rest. Take time to renew and replenish your holy self so that you may continue to inspire and companion the multitudes who come to you with their pain. In the coming months, as you prepare for your exams, that's right, as you prepare for your exams and your oral panel, never, ever forget that you deserve this. You are a light in the darkness, and you have been called to shine. Let your light be a living example of what love can do. Let your light be an inspiration to what can happen when you are willing to say yes and to do the work inside and out. My charge to you this day, Cynthia, is in the days to follow, in those moments that will surely show up of doubt and insecurity. How will you continue to make your commitment greater than your resistance? Mm-hmm. Are you nervous?
She just looks at you. That looks at a lot.
So I'm surprised, but yet I'm not, because I remember the very first time I walked into Ahava. I felt my soul being called. I couldn't figure it out then. And here I am, almost 12 years later, standing here before you. So to make my commitment greater than my resistance, I must start with having a clear vision and knowing what my vision is. I have seen my vision as talking and teaching many people. Was that scary? Absolutely. Because to get up in front of you, as you all know from previous talks, it does make me a little nervous. So I will continue to do my spiritual practices, going within and listening to that small, still voice within, that guidance that I receive when I do my spiritual practices. I will follow my intuition. I will seek support from my practitioner and from the other practitioners here at Ahava, other ministers, and my mentor, Reverend Soni. I will be open to the spiritual nudges that I receive that will expand my vision beyond my original conception. Visions come with resistance, and resistance comes from fear. Fear stands for false evidence being real. I choose to replace that fear with feelings of joy and excitement that my vision generates. And I will meditate on this joy and excitement that I feel when I think about my vision, because it's in those times that resistance doesn't even have a chance. I will walk in my spiritual power and know that with Spirit, my visions will come true. They will become manifest in all that I say and do with those that come in contact with me and those that I come in contact with. Did I resist going through ministerial school? Absolutely. I resisted stepping into the unknown and into uncomfortable and unfamiliar territory. I took challenging classes that really took me out of my comfort zone. I started to question myself and found myself making excuses of why I can't do this. But as we say in Science of Mind, change your thinking and change your life. So in times like this, I put my attention on my vision that pulled me to be here today, and why I wanted to become a minister. By doing this, it made it easier for me to change my can'ts to I can. With deep faith and trust, I leaned into that discomfort, knowing that my life is going to unfold perfectly. This is a perfect example by being pushed by pain and pulled by my vision. The excitement of reaching that goal easily outweighed the fear. My commitment to my vision allowed me to move through the resistance. I learned to stop, pause, and breathe, and trust. Trust and knowing that everything is going to be okay. During this time, I reached out to my spiritual community for prayer and love and support. It was a long 3 years, and I could not have done this on my own. For me, ministerial school was a process of spiritual growth and transformation. I could never begin to express what that was like for me. So I accept the charge that has been presented to me. And I commit to living, following, and teaching the Science of Mind principles. I look forward to serving the Ahava community and making a difference in this world. So I would like to take this moment to thank you, Reverend Soni, for being my mentor all of this time, for meeting with me through all kinds of feelings that came up and resistance, and helping me through all of this. And with Louise, for being my practitioner ever since practitioner training, through all the transformation, through all the tears, through all of the, I'm not sure I can do this, but I can. That strength was and is within me. For Reverend Rainbow, for guiding me through all of my practicums and teaching me so much about ministry. And for your lovely wife, Heather, for your sense of humor and the amazing energy that you bring. For Reverend C.C. Coltrane, as you witnessed on our video, she taught me my ministerial class in Dayton, and she was absolutely amazing. For my fellow classmates that I went to school with, Reverend Stephanie Stewart, who now lives in Colorado, Christy Semple, and Margie Salmons, all the amazing discussions that we had in our process of learning. And for my amazing husband.
Joe.
Oh, and we are still married through all of this. Date night is back. It was always, I'm sorry, honey, I have to study. So for all of his help, for his encouragement, for his love, his support, and for introducing me to Science of Mind. Because the first time he invited me to the church, I said no. And here I am. For all the Ahava practitioners, for all the support that I have received from all of you. The core council, our amazing band and their gifts and talents that they share, the music that touches our hearts, my heart, so deeply. I'm so grateful for all of you. For Betty Elrod and June Whitlow, my partners in pastoral care, for all the love and support that I've received from you over the years. I love you, women. For Gail and Marette and our occasional lunch gatherings, they weren't as often as they were before, but we did get together. For Colleen Steele, oh my goodness, what would I do without you? Colleen took care of our yard for like the last year and a half. I couldn't do it, and she was always there and made our yard look beautiful, and what a relief that was. And to all of the Ahava community, there's so many of you that I can't mention everyone by name and take up the rest of the afternoon, right? So I want to thank you. I want to thank my friends, my family, my loved ones that have always been here to support me on this journey. So thank you all for coming out today to celebrate my accomplishments in this joyous celebration.
Awesome. We would like to call the practitioners forward. They have a gift for you that they'd like to give. Would all the practitioners please come forward?
You can use that microphone. You can, if you're going to say something. Use this. You can take it off if you need it.
Wow, so great.
Scooch in that.
It's all here. This is too hot for me. Cynthia, on behalf of Ahava's Practitioner Corps, we present you with these gifts as an expression of our love and joy for you. We love you dearly. Congratulations. Have fun opening it later.
And we know that we are more than just a community. We really are a family. And it takes a village to support someone going through ministerial school. And even as important, to support someone in their growth and stepping into the role of minister. So we want to continue to support our growing practitioner corps, our leadership, and our ministerial corps. Remember, it was just Reverend Soni. Now we have a ministerial corps.
I know.
Like,
What's up with that,
that is cool. So we invite you now as the community, your part, to affirm and acknowledge Cynthia. If you are able and willing, please stand and repeat after me. Cynthia, we see you.
Cynthia, we see you.
We honor you.
We honor you.
We celebrate you.
We celebrate you.
You are a part of our family.
You are a part of our family.
Let's give her some love. Let's pray, shall we?
Yes, let's
Cynthia,
go into
get
prayer.
in,
Come
get
on
in
here.
here.
Get in the middle.
here. You can sit.
You can sit in a minute. All right, let's all just take a nice deep breath together. Stepping into that place of awareness, knowing that there's only one power and one presence. I know this power and presence as the source of all. I know that this power and presence that I speak of is that which creates out of itself, from the nothingness, only what is like itself. And as the reading told us, we are it. So I know this power and presence that I speak of is absolutely order and love. I know it as wholeness, life eternal. I know it as peace and love and joy and abundance and all of these things, yet I know it is no thing. I simply know it is that which is always present, always has been and always will be. And it is from that knowingness that I drop inside myself to that well, to that temple of my being, where I know that only God exists as me. As I speak this word for this community and for this day, for this accomplishment, for this graduation, knowing that all has been divinely ordered because there is nothing but the divine. And so everything, the power and the presence and the order that is God, is right here, right now, pulsating, vibrating in and through each and every person within the sound of my voice. As we step into that pathway, as we step into that pathway of love and that pathway of power, knowing that the same power that has created this day is the same power that created the moon and the stars and the planets and the sun. And that is the same power that lives itself as each and every individual right here, right now. And I know that the power and the presence, the graduation, is simply a graduation into the next journey. And it is available to all.
Yes.
It is available to all to say yes, to be willing to step into that transformation, to let go